Today's the day. I'm starting this video bright and early. I just went to bring my kids to school. And when I get back home, I make myself a coffee and I do the task that's been daunting me for a while. My office. My office is a mess. I moved into my house that was freshly renovated a little while back, but it was not fully finished. And so I started piling things in my office, and I really feel anxiety every time I go in there. So I need to take everything out. I need to figure out exactly what it is that I have, because I've been knitting for 15 years and I've been doing a professional knitting business for more than 5. So I've been piling up quite a bit of stuff, and yeah, that's too much. And so I want to take everything out, put everything down and see what I have, and choose what I keep, what I don't keep, put it back into a spot that makes sense, and have a clean office. So I'll take you on this little journey with me. I'm not a morning person. Usually my husband goes to bring the kids to bed while I sip a coffee, read, knit, and I start my day a little bit later. But today I need every minute I can get. So let's show you what it looks like when I get home.
This is Chloe from the future in my now almost set up studio. It's a little sneak peek, but I'm here to talk to you about today's sponsor, which is Craftsy. Craftsy has been part of my life for a long time now. It is an online community where you can learn all about so many crafts, knitting, crocheting, but also baking, drawing, sewing, basically anything you want that is a crafty hobby. As you're going to be able to tell, I own a few knitting machines, so I've been watching some of the videos on knitting machine on Craftsy. Right now, I'm very interested in hand manipulated stitches on my knitting machine. And there is also a full course about how to make a sweater on a knitting machine, which is so helpful. If, like me, you love doing deep dives into subjects, I know that you're gonna find what you're looking for on Craftsy. And I have an offer for you if you click on that link in the description box below or scan the QR code right here. You will be taken to Craftsy, where you can get a full year premium membership for $1.49, and it is for new members only. Thank you so much to Craftsy for sponsoring this video, because without amazing sponsors like them, I wouldn't be able to spend so much time doing what I'm about to do.
Okay, are you ready for this? I'm sure you're not, because it's bad. A lot of people say their mess is bad, but when I see it, I'm like, it's not that bad. This is my mess. Yarn everywhere. Stuff everywhere. This needs to be addressed. Big time. This is something that I let go way too far. Way too far. Oh, and there's even like signs of the renos that we've been doing. So, and this little cutie painting from my daughter is going to remain there, but we're going to take most of this out, clean up, see what the damage is. I'm at the point where I need to make some decisions on how, like, what I keep, what I don't. Like, I have a bunch of little balls. I'm gonna put that all, like, I'm gonna organize that. But, like, this kind of small
sample that I made for whatever reason. I think I'm just gonna toss it. All my little bits and pieces of yarn are going into this jar. My daughter will use it to stuff amigurumis. And I'm putting all my paper and plastic recycling stuff in there. Yeah, I'm getting somewhat there. I moved most of my yarn stuff in the living room, as you can tell. I'm not done at all in the like bringing stuff out, but that's where I'm at right now. I'm hitting a little bit of a moment where things are looking, you know, when you don't know how to organize things. I'm not a good organizer. Are you a good organizer? I'm awful. I'm also starting to see how, if I want to do a proper stash clean out or like proper stash organization, I should probably take pictures of all my yarns and input them into Ravelry. So maybe I'll have to go get my daughter's camera. She has a good camera. I only have my phone, and if I'm gonna keep recording, I can't take pictures as I take videos. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I'm watching Books and Lala on BookTube, which is one of my favorite bookish content creator. And I'll keep going. Update you a little later. I found the first thing that's on the chopping block when it comes to yarn in my house. It's this. This is a box of wool that I had bought for the knitting machine, and I bought it from someone who was doing, you know, textile production. And it's mostly, so this is cotton yarn for that's great for lavette for dishcloths. So that one I'm gonna keep because I will hand knit with it. I do have knitting machines and I could use those, but what's happening is they are mostly all 50% merino, 50% acrylic. So I'm not super excited about it. And it also, some of it has moth issues. So maybe I'll be able to find some, but it's been, yeah, it's not great. So I'd rather get rid of it than pass it on to the next person, because if I pass it on, I'm scared of passing on moths. And it will be, here you go. It will be a great thing for my studio to get rid of this, because it means that I'm getting rid of some moths. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recuperate all these, because I do like to machine knit, but I also, I have a sock knitting machine that I want to wind my sock yarn onto those cones to knit with. So I'm just going to take the yarn off if I can and toss that all in the garbage. Unfortunately, this is 100% nylon, I think. Most of them, there wasn't even any labels when I bought it. It's just it was really cheap. So this is all going away, and it feels really good. What the actual F, Claudia? Yeah. So first of all, I have a bunch of knitting machines. This one is a new to me one that I purchased. This one and this one. This is the Singer 340, I believe, and this one is the ribber that goes with it. I have the exact same machine in my living room right now because I had one, but it was not in a great condition, and this one was for sale for dirt cheap, so I bought it. I have to get rid of the other one. I also have another knitting machine here, which is the LK 150, which I'm not getting rid of because it's the machine that I've used the most. It can do fingering to bulky-ish weight yarn, and obviously I have my sock knitting machine. But let's talk about this. So this is beautiful, amazing Crux fiber Canadian unspun. It's not all I have more, and I'm actually knitting with it right now because I'm making a sweater. But what's up with that? Well, those come in beautiful round plates, and my dog one day got stuck in my office and panicked and made a bed out of my beautiful unspun. So that's what it looks like right now. What I'm thinking is, I've been working at untangling. And the beauty of Unspun is that I can felt it back together. So I've been making balls with this one. Every time it breaks, I just felt another end with it. And this one is a ball that I could salvage. This one was kindly donated to me, and I don't know that I want to spend the time to untangle it because I don't have a project for it now, whereas the other ones I'm making a sweater out of. So I might have to toss that in the compost because it is 100% untreated wool. It can be composted. Ugh, it hurts, but I think I'm gonna have to do it. I have so much yarn. I can't spend time dealing with this. And then I emptied my entire beautiful, how do you call that? Anyway, usually it stays in the background of my filming, but I've noticed that I don't like having the glare from the glass, but I don't want to keep it open all the time because, you know, I like having it closed, dust and stuff. So I think I'm gonna have to reorganize my entire plan for my room. I believe that I think I could put this maybe farther back, but it might not work with the door. I might put this, that's all my thought process, right? Maybe I'll have to put this here or in the corner and take that and put it somewhere else. And I don't have an actual, this is horrible. I don't have an actual desk yet. So I don't know what space it's going to take. I would think that I would put my desk here. This is too high for a desk, and I think I'm going to get rid of it once I have another place, another thing to place there. So yeah, I'm going to try and move that. And what I want ultimately, I think, is have my husband put a shelf to put like my books and my nice looking yarn. And I'm watching Amy and Julie talk about a bunch of beautiful wool. Hi, Amy. Forget what I just said before. I could not let go of that yarn. It's way too precious. Meaning I want to knit with it. I love the way it feels in my hands. So I'm going to find a project for it. And I realized as I was putting it away that there was a big amount of that yarn that was pretty easy to put into balls. So it was not all a mess. This part here is a big mess, and I'm going to get rid of this part, which I think is totally acceptable. Then what I decided to do is go pull out all this yarn, which is the Croc's fibers. This is how it comes usually in this kind of beautiful cake, by the way. So this is also going to go. Okay, so this is for a project that I'm doing, except for the yellow. So I'm going to put all of that yarn, even though it's a mushed, crazy mess. I'm going to untangle it as I need it because I might not need that much. It actually runs quite long. And I'm going to put all of that in a bag here, right here. This is going to be the Croc's fiber bag, and I'm not going to catalog it right now. I'm going to catalog it once I'm done with the project because it's already on my needles. And I'll add this color to the catalog when I put the Croc's fiber in. So first yarn, and that's associated to a whip in a bag in its own place. Okay, so everything's out in the open, and I think my strategy is going to be to first of all go put all the finished stuff away, then organize my whips and put them in dedicated bags so I'm sure that they all have a space. Empty the bags that are those bags all have stuff in there and I don't even know what it's for. And then that's all my sock yarn here. I'm gonna reorganize that, and I have another one of those IKEA bags, zippered bags. And I'm gonna see what I have the most of that I can put in there, organize this bin. So after I'm done with the whips, I'm gonna go to all the full skeins and just doing a general organization of the stash. And I'm not gonna have you be with me through all of that because that's a lot, but I'll show you mainly if I start getting rid of a lot of things, or reasons why I would keep versus not keep things. That's it. You can tell by this video that I had all the good intentions of posting all my stash to Ravelry, but then quite quickly, I figured it was not going to be sustainable. So this box was already pretty much only sock yarn, so that went pretty fast because I had already done a pre-selection of all my sock yarn before. I still made a decision at some point to kind of separate small little balls with like full skeins or skeins that I could mostly do a full pair out of. This one had a very tightly wound bit, so I put it on my electric winder to wind it into cakes that was not going to stretch out the wool because it could damage it. And those are all my really tiny oddballs that I'm hoping to use for leftover blankets and other leftover projects. I don't feel like they're worth putting in with the rest of my sock yarn in this bag that I'm gonna mostly use to make socks on the knitting machine. Still, some amounts I considered to be enough to leave in that bag, so I kind of went as I went.
Okay, it's nighttime now, so the light is horrible, but this is a box of fluff, so a bunch of yarns that are fluffy. So I've got some alpaca, Surrey alpaca, merino, nylon. I have two colors here, full skeins. I think what I'm gonna do is the ones that are not full, this is mohair. The ones that are not full skeins or quantities that I can use for a full project, I'm gonna put into a different bin than the full ones. At the same time, I have no particular project for that, so I don't know why I would set it aside in a different place. Like I have this, oh, this is for a project, so I'm gonna put that in the project bag. It belongs to, it goes with my sweater. And beautiful kid silk mohair, still full. So yeah, I think I'm gonna just make sure that they're caked up nicely, and I'm gonna put them back in this box because I feel like they fit pretty well in this shoebox. Surrey alpaca, full skein. But all those full skein are not enough for a full project. So yeah, into the box it's gonna go back. As you can see in the last video, I did it pretty quickly for my sock yarn because I had done that not that long ago. So I went through my sock yarn not that long ago, put it all in a bag. So I just went back through it again, took pictures. I didn't weigh anything. I don't want to get too precise or else I'm gonna get completely like overwhelmed and I'm gonna stop. So my sock yarn is photographed and in a bag. I have a second bag. I wish I had more because I really like, those are from IKEA. And I think in this bag, I'm going to put most of my full skeins of like other things than sock yarn, because I don't think that I have one category apart from sock yarn that I have that much of. All of my fluffy yarns ended up fitting in this box here. Again, I didn't catalog. I didn't even take a picture of that. Maybe I should. Maybe I'm not gonna do the whole Ravelry thing in the end because it's gonna take so long. I don't know. So this is my fluffy yarn. Fits perfectly in there. It's gonna stay in there. I will put all my full skeins in here, and I think I'll keep the box that you see there down, the plastic box, for fiber, maybe? And I'll try to do a little bit of putting away things that I think I might not knit. And I also discovered an extra box with a bunch of stuff upstairs in my bedroom. I knew I was missing something. So yeah, and I'll show you what I'm kind of getting rid of. And my dog is having a grand old time on the couch. That's it. So I'll do a little kind of a fast, what am I, time lapse. Whew, thank God. Okay.
As I was going through my stash, I found a lot of things that I didn't remember I had, like those two exactly the same type of yarn that is perfect for a wicked project. And then I also found more of the same yarn here, and the colors are super cool together, and I never really thought that I had that many colors of that particular yarn. And as you can tell, I'm opening up a lot of skeins because, as I've mentioned before, I've had moth issue. And at that point, I wanted to make sure that I didn't have extra little critters in there, even though I ended up putting them all outside to freeze. I still wanted to make sure that I was taking out what was really moth ridden. So I ended up throwing out some skeins because they were not, I figured they were not worth the hassle of taking out the parts that had moth damage. I also tried to put all my little bits and bobs that were the same type of yarn in the bag. So there's bags that have all single ply, non-treated woolly wool. I have a bag that has the same brand of yarn in it, so I know that they're all together. But all the ones that I don't have many of, I just ended up putting in that big storage bag. I also have a bag in there, a plastic bag, that's the giveaway bag. Some that I truly believe I will never be using. I just put them directly in there. And I kept on emptying things and finding more. So this one is left over from a sweater. I have a lot left, so I can do something with it. This one, you can't tell at the camera, but it is really badly damaged by moths, so it went into the trash. So I was still taking pictures at that point, but I don't think I'm going to be doing anything with it. I ended up spending so many more days than I thought doing this sort. You wouldn't believe how much you end up having when you've been collecting yarn for so long. Obviously, a lot of that is me buying yarn, but a lot of it is also stuff being sent to me by companies because they are very generous with me. I was able to let go of things that I was keeping for I don't know what reason. There were yarns that I had bought a long time ago that I thought I should be using, and somehow it's been years and years and years and I haven't touched it. So I figure, you know what, when it's a quantity that is bothering me because I keep on thinking, well, what am I going to do with this? I think it would be better off sent to someone who's going to be using it. I'm not saying that all the yarn that I kept is sparking joy, but it's all things that I could see myself using for a project or another at some point in the future. I even unknit some samples. I also decided that some things that I was gonna repair, I will maybe not repair. So it was very cathartic in many ways. And I ended up finding the mother lode of moth issue. I haven't even gotten to my fiber yet, and I just received a fiber package, so I gotta open it up. So yeah, that's why I need to do an organization of my stash every once in a while, because I receive those quite often. You want to see what it looks like?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. You want to go get me scissors?
Sit.
Haven't bought fiber in a very long time, but this one I had to get.
Look at all the work Mama's done. Can you believe it? Fiber. That means the spinning. Look at that. So pretty. Look at the beautiful, all the colors. Like the bottom under the ocean.
Oil spill a little bit too.
So pretty. So
So I'm at day 3 now. I'm slightly discouraged. I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. But, you know, I've moved quite a bit of yarn to this. I have all my sock yarn is put away. And this is a bin. There's something underneath here, which I don't remember what it is. So I'm going to go through this and I'm going to make this my spinning bin. I just received this yesterday. And this is some already spun. I guess back there I also have some hand spun and some colorful like gradient yarn. I might put it with this just because this is all that's not sock yarn. But, you know, I'll keep going and I'll update you later. Okay, so this is, I believe, all my spinning fiber-ish. I still have little bits and bobs at other places. I thought I had 3 of those. I can't find the third one. Pretty sure it's somewhere. I have this and another one here, and this what I received yesterday, and this is BFL. This goes with this, which is already all spun up, and I was gonna spin enough yarn to make a Mary Wallen design, so I gotta get back on that. I need to find a bag for this because I did find some moths in here, so I'm gonna clean that up and put it outside in the cold after I'm done cleaning. And here's what's in there. More yarn. So I'm gonna have to sort through this and see if the moths got to it, because there was moth inside the plastic bin. But yes, thank God it's the winter and I can just toss everything outside for a while. I also found, did I find more yarn somewhere? Yeah, I have the blue container there that has yarn and other stuff mixed in, and the rest is going to be mostly tools. So let's go, Chloe. Oh yeah, and the spinning fiber, obviously I have this whole bag here, but it's already in a bag and it's huge. I'm going to leave it there for now. I'm a few days into cleaning and it's still very much not finished, but it's so much better. So this is what it looks like for now. This is my machine that I'm selling. It's already listed. This is a machine I'm keeping and I want to actually put on this stand here. I have some random stuff down there. The sock yarn, the big amount of yarn for the sweater project I'm knitting right now. These are my books that are for sale. All my whips. Some extra yarn in the back, obviously. These are books that eventually I'll put on shelves. All the fluffy yarns, a bunch of swatches, 2 cones of Holzgarn that I had bought a while back that I don't know what I'm gonna do with. That's a project in waiting. This is Shetland. I think I'll put it with the Holzgarn because it's the same type of fiber. And I have this big space here with nothing in it. And to be honest, this is not going to remain exactly like this because all my yarn, as you can tell, there's not a lot of yarn in this room because most of my yarn is outside. It's been outside for 2, 3, 4 days now because I want to make sure that all the moth are killed. This is part of these 2 machines that I'm selling. And the 2 machines, well, the machine with the ribber that I'm keeping, but I'm not going to set them up right now. And this is lighting situation for when I film that I haven't been using because I got a pretty good lighting situation here. And I'm going to keep my chair here because my goal is kind of to film from probably around this angle. I mean, I'd like to be, I don't know, we'll see. But I don't want to see that in the back here, so I have to figure out this situation. And I want to probably put some shelves on this wall to have some sort of cute background when I film. This is a temporary desk. It's like a standing desk, and it's more like a butcher block for the kitchen, but I've been using it as a desk, and I really need to clean that up. So that's where I stopped. Like I stopped when it was time to clean up all my tools. So my needles, all the stuff that's in there that is just clutter that I have to figure out. I emptied this entire thing that had a bunch of clutter on it. And I'm thinking I might want to make the top a rollable filming station where I leave my tripod and my microphone so I can roll it in front of my on front of my chair when I want to film. This is all the donation yarn. I'm donating all of this, which is not bad, to be honest. And this is all the bits and bobs that I'm using to, and then I decided to start a corner to corner blanket, just because why not? And I have my sock knitting machine here with paperwork that has nothing to do with my knitting business, so please ignore, and I have to go through that. This is all the sock knitting extra things that are under this table. I might try and find a nice something to put stuff in. And my little I-cord knitting machine. I found an old light that I used to use as a light for making reels and shorts, but the stand doesn't work anymore, but the light still does. And I have all this space here empty. So I think I'm going to bring in all my yarn and kind of pile it here for now. And yeah, my goal is to get a desk that might live like this, or maybe I have a small desk here and a small desk here. I don't really know. Or maybe I should put another like shelving unit, like I don't know how to call it in English, bibliothèque, back here to put a bunch of yarn. And I like this not being only yarn. I like the books there. Anyway, so I'll film myself bringing in all the yarn from outside. I have to admit that I'm pretty happy. It feels really good to have less clutter, but I'm really burnt out from having to clean everything, and my daughter has chickenpox, even though she's vaccinated. So yeah, I'm a little not in a mood to finish, but if I don't finish, I'm just going to start piling things in here, and then I'm never going to finish. So this is the push through that I need to do today to clean my entire desk and get rid of the little clutter. And then I can really call it done until I get a desk, and promise to myself that I'll do this every single February. I feel like February is a good month to do that because it's so cold outside that if ever I have still moth problems, I can just shove everything outside in a plastic bag. So, yeah. Somehow, when we think about decluttering, we're only really thinking of the yarn we own, but you end up having so much, like so many notions and so many needles and extra little things that are also cluttering your life. I truly have about like 3 full sets of knitting needles and 2 sets of mini circular needles. But somehow I never have any needles on hand. So many of my needles were stuck in old projects. They were kind of spread around my office and I never knew where they were. So now I took the time to make sure that I had all my needles, that the ones that were still on a cable were taking off the cable so I can recuperate my cables. Also, my stupid Knit Picks needles don't have any numbers on them, so I have to measure all of them with a needle gauge, which really, I think I grown accustomed to Chiaogu and Lantern Moon having the needle size directly on the needle, which is so nice. And then, I was happy to see that I hadn't lost my needle tips. I was sure at some point that I had lost needle tips or needle cables, but I didn't. They were just everywhere in my house. I also have a bunch of crochet hooks that I ended up putting in a glass, a nice little cup, and everything has its own little place there. Look how cute. I know where all my needles are and it feels amazing. I finally went through my stitch markers, and even though I kept quite a bit of them, I got rid of the things that I know I never use. Like these aggravate me. They're little like and then these come with all the Chiaogu stuff and I hate them. They're too thick and difficult to slide. I don't use a lot of stitch markers, but when I do use stitch markers, I always use the same ones. I'm a very simple person. I had bought a massive amount of light bulb stitch markers in a bunch of colors, and I love using those. I do have a few that I decided to keep, which I received in kits and stuff. So I have a little light bulb one with little beads that are very cute. I do have other cutesy ones, like one with a little acorn or cute beads, but also a few progress keepers, because sometimes instead of a stitch marker, I do like to put a progress keeper on the first stitch, not directly on the needle or stuff like that. But I kept only the ones that I found cute and that I thought I might use. This one is really adorable. And my daughter stole a few that she thought were cute. The other ones are going in the donation box. Making progress. I got this desk that I want to put back there. So I need to get, I believe I'm going to get this chair out because it's too big. And this higher desk back there out as well because I don't need it. I got myself a chair that I can wheel around. So yeah, it's time for a little reorganizing of the office today. this big closet situation is gonna go to this corner here. Let me show you. To this corner where my machine is there. And I think I want to attach my machine to the same table I'm on right now because it's an L shaped. I think attach it to the side, to one side of the table. And then my goal is to get some corner storage in that corner here, like shelving where I can display cute things instead of having like ugly storage there. And then this, to me, the problem is I plan on filming a lot in this angle because the light is coming from straight there, which I love. But what I don't like about this closet is that it has glass windows, and so the glass reflects, which then, you know, I made this in a really awesome weaving workshop that I want to display nicely somewhere. That one that's there is also gonna end up being on display. This is from the same person that taught me this weaving workshop, Nova Mercury. Unfortunately, she's not selling any woven art right now, but I'm absolutely planning on displaying those beauties. This machine for now is gonna go back behind the table. It's not the best place for it, I don't think, but I think I'm gonna put it for now there. I don't know that it's not the right place for it or if it's just not the right stand for it. I need a bigger table, and the big wooden thing that I just moved, I think is just gonna go straight out of here, and I'm gonna keep organizing. But yeah, I also bought I think I want my pegboard to kind of be here so I can display some swatches and other things I'm working on. If I have it right here, I feel like it'd be a nice place to to showcase things, even if I could add my art to it as well. I might get a second one, but I like the idea of having it here. And this is my chair that I plan on sitting in, so I'm gonna have to have a different angle to my camera, but maybe I need this to be right here. Yeah, that's nice. I love it. Okay. This shall be my setup, I think. Okay, we're not finished. Obviously, I'm still waiting for some more pieces of furniture. I'm waiting for some art that I want to put on my walls. But I can't tell you how much relief I've been feeling. So I'm filming this right now while I'm editing all the footage of me going through my stuff. And the feeling that I got when I showed you what my studio used to look like, knowing how it looks now, yeah, I feel a little bit of a sense of shame that I let it come to that, because it was something else. But I also feel really proud that I took the time to do all of this for myself. Like I said, I'm planning on never letting it become that bad by every year going through all my yarn. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna take everything out the way I did this year every time, but I do want to be better at keeping it more tidy. I am not very good at that. So I'm gonna need some help from you guys to tell me, hey Chloe, how's your studio looking? I did in the end decide to put my cabinet to the right of me right now, so it's on my wall and I can see it from where I'm working. So basically right now you're overlooking my big window, and under the camera right now there's part of the desk where I plan on filming tutorials, the ones that where I'm actually knitting. And then, well, let's show you a little bit. It's not particularly clean right now because I'm doing a lot of swatching for a project, but let's do it. I'm gonna turn you around. This is my filming area, my coffee warmer. This is gonna be my computer area, and my knitting machine's right here. And so my cabinet is here, and I'm planning on probably putting shelving right there to put a bunch of yarn. This is very much still a work in progress, but like I said, I'm buying some shelving, corner shelving stuff to put in that corner. And that's it. Isn't the light just so perfect right here? Love the month of March, almost April, where all the sun is coming in through this window. Thanks again to Craftsy for sponsoring this massive clean out video. I hope you had a great time. I know it's a lot. Maybe you've skipped ahead to other parts while I was like cleaning up, but I thought it was hilarious to see me walk back and forth and actually almost lose my mind at some point. That being said, if you're interested in watching more of my content, you can go ahead right here, and I will see you on the next video.